When it comes to pantry staples, you're used to the normal rice, beans, canned tomatoes. We all keep those in our pantry. That's pretty common. But today I'm going to share with you 5 different ones that maybe you haven't considered before, but it's ones that we always keep on hand and I think you should too. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy and this is Mandy in the Making. So when I say the phrase pantry staples, our minds usually go to rice, pasta, beans, canned tomatoes, things like that. But let's expand our thinking and think of some unsung heroes of the pantry. These are ones that we keep on hand and you can throw into any dish, and it's really versatile. You can change up the flavors. So adding these key ingredients really does just take up your recipes a notch. Our first unexpected pantry staple is pesto. Now you can make pesto on your own. I've made it before too, but I really love the convenience of buying the jarred stuff from the grocery store. But pesto can be such a versatile flavor explosion, and it can go way beyond pasta. Here's some ideas for using pesto. What if you're making a breakfast hash with diced potatoes, some scrambled eggs? What if you add pesto into that? It really changes the flavor profile. When you make rice, if you just pour some pesto in and mix all of that together, you've got a completely different dish. I love doing sauteed veggies in a skillet on the stovetop and just adding some pesto in and just kind of coating it all with that. The flavor is just phenomenal. I've even made some pesto turkey meatballs here before on my channel, and they were so good. What do you think?
This looks delicious.
I'm telling you what. Get some of that orzo.
Yes, I love it.
Did you have your doubts when I said turkey meatballs?
I was like, turkey's a little sus.
He's not the biggest fan of turkey.
I mean, you got to get on the ingredients. Wow. But the creaminess of the orzo.
Yeah.
All the flavors in the orzo. And then the meatball.
With the pesto.
Ow,
yeah.
Pesto. Man.
Another great way to use pesto is on sandwiches. You could do a grilled cheese with maybe some roasted red peppers and some pesto. Here on my channel, I have made some pesto Italian sandwiches. Those were delicious. That's a good sandwich. And I've also made some pesto Caesar chicken wraps. Talk about a flavor explosion. But just getting a tiny little bit of pesto can go a long way, so keeping pesto on hand is a really great idea. We are gonna try a new recipe, to me, with pesto. I've seen this idea floating out on the internet and I've always wondered what it would taste like, so today we're gonna try it. We are making pesto deviled eggs. Now, if you know me, I keep my deviled eggs super simple and I like them to have a little bit of a bite to them, as in tartness, a tang to them. So I always put apple cider vinegar in mine, but mine are very smooth. Today we're gonna try these pesto deviled eggs. They also have a vinegar in them, but they also have another surprising ingredient, so let's do it. In my most recent video, I made an Easter dinner and I made deviled eggs. And to boil my eggs, I used my Instant Pot, even though I was only doing 6 of them. I think it was 6 of them. That's just because old habits die hard and I never just make 6 boiled eggs. I'm always making a ton of boiled eggs for a family event. But if I need to do 6 or less, anytime I do boiled eggs, I do them here in my egg cooker. This one's by Dash. If you don't have this and you like hard-boiled eggs and you don't need to do a massive amount, this thing is so good. So that's what I'm gonna use today. So it comes with this little cup and it tells you how much water to put in there for hard-boiled eggs. So that's what we're doing. And then at the bottom of this cup, you take this little cap off and it's got this little needle type thing. You just pierce the bottom of your egg. I've seen it both ways, where you put the pierced side up and or down, and I've tried both ways and it hasn't really made that big of a difference, so I just do it however. I'm just doing 3 eggs because I'm only making a very small amount today just for us to taste these. So let's pop the lid on and turn it on. Our eggs just finished. I usually let them sit here for another 2 or 3 minutes before I put them in an ice bath. So while we do that, let's go ahead and mix up the ingredients that we have other than the egg yolks. We're gonna start off with a couple of tablespoons of pesto. Then we need about 1.5 tablespoons of mayo. Now the recipe calls for white balsamic vinegar. I don't have that, so we're just gonna use regular balsamic. We only need 1 teaspoon of it, and I'm guessing it calls for white so that it doesn't kind of make your stuff look dark, but it's just gonna have to do today. And then I'm gonna zest this lemon, just about half of it. That was the surprising ingredient to me, but that should brighten it up a good bit. All right, let's set this to the side. And I'm gonna take out my eggs now. And I used to try and grab the eggs and they're so hot. So the best way to do this is just to pick up the whole thing and kind of just dump them over here in it. That way you're not burning your hands. But I'm gonna let these hang out in ice water for about 5 minutes. now that we have peeled them, let's split them in half and grab the yolks and put them into the bowl. And we're just gonna mash them up and mix it really good until it's not lumpy anymore. I have to say, this is way more liquidy than I would like, but maybe that's personal preference. I don't know. My filling is usually pretty stiff, but again, that might just be how I prefer it. It's not too bad. It's not as liquid as I thought. Okay, I'm gonna taste it and see what I think. I think it's good. I think it needs a little salt. They're not as tangy as I prefer, but again, this is just something new that we're trying. I'll probably still always make mine the way I like them. And let me fill these. Normally I would get a Ziploc bag out and just kind of do it that route. Okay, I'm kind of overfilling them a little bit because I have so much of the mixture left. Let me grab some paprika. They are definitely not as light and bright as I'm used to. They've got kind of that greenish tint to them. Oh, it makes me think of green eggs and ham. Okay, I really want these to cool, so I'm gonna stick these in the fridge at least for about 30 minutes, and then we'll try it together. I'll have Steven come in here with me. It smells good, and I tasted it. It tastes good. It's just different. Different can be good or it can be bad. We'll find out. I have not tried them. I tried a little bit of the filling.
I'm a little scared.
I told them it looks like green eggs and ham. They don't look beautiful.
They're not the prettiest thing in the world.
All right, you ready to try them?
I think so.
Tink.
Oh man, that's good. Wow.
They ain't pretty.
That's really good. So is that yolk in there too? Ah.
Balsamic vinegar. Lemon zest.
Aha. Yeah, it's very punchy. It's like really, it's more rich than, you know, your typical deviled egg.
Yeah, it is really good.
That
I'm
is
telling
really
you though, if you fix this for an event, people probably are not going to grab them just by looks alone, but they are so good. It did call for white balsamic vinegar. I did not have that, so I used dark balsamic vinegar, so that probably didn't help. Okay, so this might be one that you need a blind taste test.
There's got to be a way to make it maybe look a little bit more appealing somehow.
I don't know. Like I said, it called for white balsamic. I had regular balsamic, which is dark.
Yeah.
So that might be the issue.
Maybe. I don't know, but I know I eat these.
They're so good, y'all. All right, there you go. There's another use for pesto. Our next unsung hero in the pantry is really kind of a twofer because these go hand in hand. I always keep canned green chilies on hand and or salsa verde on hand. They're both kind of low key, but they have a bold flavor and it could be used for so much more than just taco night. A simple meal that I make a lot is chicken, sausage, and veggies in the skillet. Adding a can of green chilies adds so much flavor. You can kind of spice up your cornbread and add some green chilies and some shredded cheese there to make it kind of a Mexi cornbread. A recipe that I've made here on my channel before was a green chili chicken casserole. We used the help of rice-a-roni in that one, but adding those green chilies really just changed that flavor profile. Another great idea would be breakfast tacos with green chilies mixed in. So think about tossing your sauteed diced potatoes and your scrambled eggs in with some green chilies. Perfection. Another casserole that I've made here on my channel using green chilies would be a Southwest chili mac casserole. So good.
It's definitely different from the chili macs I've had in the past.
Good.
It's got just a hint of that smoky chipotle flavor.
Yeah.
It's not like overpowering
Good.
chipotle flavor.
Right.
Which is really good, but I love all of the textures in here. The tomatoes, the fire roasted tomatoes, delicious.
Good.
Definitely an elevated chili mac from most of the chili macs I've had in my life.
And then when you kind of switch over to salsa verde, you could do salsa verde on flatbread and make it almost like a pizza. So instead of doing a tomato sauce on flatbread, you would do your salsa verde, put some shredded chicken, some mozzarella, some red onion. So good. One of my all-time favorite recipes is the killer white chicken chili. I've made it here on my channel several times. It has salsa verde.
I mean, it's not like spicy hot, but it's just different, kind of a fiery flavor to it.
Okay.
And then the salsa verde gives it a little punch. And then
Probably that
all
rotel,
the
too.
yeah, the rotel gives it some of that.
And then that chicken is just super tender. Hands down, the best white chicken chili I've ever had. Another cool thing you can do is just change up your chicken noodle soup instead of your basic chicken noodle soup. I did one here a long time ago. It was a jalapeno lime chicken noodle soup and it used salsa verde. Y'all, this is so good. Okay, so I used medium spice salsa verde. So if you wanted to go less spice, you would seed, de-seed. I don't know how you say that. Is it seed or de-seed? Jalapeno.
Remove the seeds.
Okay, then we'll go with that. You would remove all the seeds and you would use a mild salsa. I used a medium salsa and left some of the seeds in. So there is some spice to this, but it's not overly spicy. Oh my word, it's so good. Salsa verde is also great as a marinade. Just add some olive oil and some lime juice and then marinate whatever meat you want to. And with a warmer season coming up, salsa verde would be great in a pasta salad, like a cold pasta salad. You could add your cold pasta, roasted corn, cherry tomatoes, black beans, some feta, and then salsa verde and just toss it all together. If you can't tell, we love green chilies and salsa verde in this house and we use them frequently. The next one is one that has been more of a recent addition to our kitchen that I always have on hand, and that is jarred roasted red peppers. They are smoky, they are sweet, and you can use them in so much more than just putting them on sandwiches or on salads. Something that I haven't tried yet but I want to try is a red pepper pasta sauce. Add a little garlic, olive oil, Parmesan cheese, maybe a splash of cream. I think that could be really great, and it's something I want to try soon. If you're like me, I love a Mediterranean rice or grain bowl. Roasted red peppers are a great addition to that. Speaking of Mediterranean flavors, we made a great one here. It was a creamy Mediterranean chicken and it was delicious, and you used roasted red peppers. This is a wonderful meal. This is like restaurant quality meal.
Oh yeah, This is
Yeah, we give this one a 10 out of 10, maybe 11 out of 10. This might end up in a favorites. Maybe. I mentioned earlier changing up your chicken noodle soup by adding salsa verde. But if you wanted to go into a totally different direction, I've made this one here on my channel. It was an Italian chicken noodle soup, and we used roasted red peppers in that.
noodles, roasted red pepper. That is amazing.
Is it?
Wow. Well, first of all, the soup is incredibly creamy.
Yeah.
But like loaded with flavor.
Good.
Very much like an Italian chicken noodle soup.
Yeah.
Like it exudes Italian chicken noodle soup.
It really does.
All of that together. Really creamy, and you can control the thickness of it with more
how much
cornstarch if you wanted to, but I like that this is a little more on the soupy side.
Right, it's not too thick.
So it's not too thick, it's very creamy. The ingredients are like perfect for each other.
You could blend up roasted red peppers into a Caesar dressing to give it more tang. And you could even finely dice some roasted red peppers and add them into a meatball mixture or a meatloaf mixture. That would add a great smokiness to it. Something we all probably have on hand at all times is just regular mustard. However, have you considered keeping Dijon mustard on hand? It deserves so much more love than that stuff you just put on sandwiches. It's tangy and a little spicy, and it can be your secret weapon in so many different dishes. You can add it into glazes or marinades. We do that pretty often. And you know what? We just tried a brand new glaze with a Dijon mustard for lunch today. Let me show you that. One of the ways we love to use Dijon mustard is in some type of marinade or coating for your whatever meat you're making. And today we're gonna be making a Maple-Dijon glazed salmon. We're gonna do in the air fryer. That's our favorite way to do salmon. So let's make that now. We're gonna do equal parts Dijon mustard and maple syrup. You could do honey if you wanted to do honey, that's fine. I'm gonna add in a little bit of garlic. I'm just going the jarred route today. We need some paprika and then just a little bit of lemon juice. And we'll probably put lemon on the finished product too. That's generally what we do. Go ahead and mix that up and let me taste it. We need a little more maple syrup. I'll be right back. Okay, I opened up a fresh one. Let's try that. That is so good. It's savory, it's sweet, it's really well balanced. It's got that lemon juice that really kind of peps it up. It's good. So let's preheat our air fryer. I'm gonna preheat it to 380. So our air fryer is ready. Just sprayed it with a little oil. What I'm gonna do is take my salmon and go ahead and pop it in here, and then we will brush the glaze over top. If you notice that my salmon is a little darker than just regular fresh salmon, that's because I accidentally bought the marinated salmon instead of regular salmon. So I just kind of rinsed off the extra marinade, but of course it had soaked in, so that's what that is. But let's add our glaze. Okay, that looks good. Now these are going in at 380 for 12 minutes. Okay, we figured that since we still had some glaze left, we would come in about halfway through, douse it with a little more glaze, because why not? There we go. Okay, this has got about 6 more minutes. I'll check on it. Maybe when it has about a minute or two left, I'll check the temperature. This just went off. I'm gonna check and make sure we're done. This one's done. So let's take the smaller one out. I'll put the bigger one back in for another 2 minutes, and then it'll be time to eat. What's up?
This looks really fresh. Smells delicious.
It's such a good lunch. High
Salmon looks
protein.
really good.
Yeah, I hate that I got the marinated, but hopefully we can still really get that Maple-Dijon flavor.
Oh man, that's like the most flavorful piece of salmon I've ever had in my life. Yeah, it's definitely enhanced with the marinade.
Sure.
But the glaze,
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Okay, good.
It's sweet, just a little bit of sweet. It's like you definitely get the maple syrup in there.
Yeah.
And then the marinade actually is really good.
Yeah.
It's kind of like almost like a spicy
Okay.
barbecue-ish. It's like a smoky,
Okay.
sweet, a little bit of the pop of the lemon that's in there. A little bit of the mustard now.
Okay, good.
That is amazing. You're gonna love that.
Well, I'm excited to give it a try.
Man.
So I'm gonna dig in. I'll be back. This salmon is so flaky, I can hardly get it all on my fork. But I love the glaze. He's right. You can taste the marinade, but that glaze over top, it's got that tangy, it's got that sweet. It is a perfect blend, and it goes really well with whatever this was marinated in. I'm not sure. But I have a feeling even if you're just using plain salmon that's not marinated, it would still taste amazing.
Yeah,
so,
I think so too.
it's really, really good. And then we paired it with some brown rice and some steamed broccoli. I mean, you can't get much healthier than this for lunch. Another marinade that we've made before that was really great was a pork tenderloin marinade, and it had Dijon mustard in it. If you are looking to make a potato salad but you don't want to use mayonnaise, either you don't like it or you just want to try something different, consider making this no mayo potato salad, and it uses Dijon mustard.
Wow, man, that is amazing.
You don't miss the mayo?
No, I am pleasantly surprised. There is a lot of flavor on this, and it's like a very light, bright, citrusy flavor. And then you've got these herbs that are just lifting it up even more. That is delicious.
Well, I'm so
Good
happy.
job.
You know, that glaze that we made for our salmon today would also be good tossed with some Brussels sprouts and thrown in the air fryer. That would be really good. Dijon mustard really can be your secret weapon. My last pantry staple that maybe you don't have in your pantry, you've used before, but you don't always keep it on hand, but I'm gonna argue that you should always have it in your pantry, and that is panko breadcrumbs. You probably already have regular breadcrumbs. That's what I did for years. However, panko just has an extra crunch and is so versatile. You can coat chicken or whatever with it, but you can also mix it with some melted butter, put it on top of casseroles. You can put it on top of macaroni and cheese, add some herbs to it, and it gives that light crunchy layer on the top. One of our very favorite recipes in this house are the mini barbecue bacon meatloaves. That's a mouthful to say. But in that recipe, you also use panko breadcrumbs.
I'm excited because this is the second time that we're having a meatloaf-like dish within about a week. I love meatloaf. So.
Try it.
Yeah.
Eat it.
I got it. All right, first of all, you gotta, if it's good meatloaf, it's gotta cut a certain way, right? Look at that. Oh man, it's like butter.
Cole is so excited he can't contain
Oh
himself.
my, man, that's good. There's just so much here. I mean, the barbecue sauce, the bacon. You definitely get the barbecue sauce. You most certainly get the smokiness of the bacon, and then the Worcestershire sauce is definitely coming through as well. I mean, it is like, these are some really bold flavors.
So you can put the panko in your meatloaf, in your meatballs, in place of regular breadcrumbs, because it's gonna make it a little lighter and fluffier. If you love fish tacos like we do, we made air fryer fish tacos and we coated them in panko breadcrumbs. So it made the fish very crispy, light, crunchy. Oh my word, it's so good.
That is delicious. Fish taco, that slaw.
Yes.
It's like citrusy,
Right.
spicy
Yes.
flavor to it. It's really good flavor in that.
Good.
Slaw, and the sauce that's on top
Yep.
goes really nicely with that fish and the crust of the fish. Nice crunch.
Fish. I love the crunch of the fish, the coating of it. You can take pretty much any veggie and toss it in some panko and throw it in the air fryer. We did air fryer zucchini bites before and they were delicious, but it just gives that crunch without it being deep fried. Oh, and we made salmon patties in the air fryer, and I remember just being very nervous about that, about how they were gonna turn out, and we did use panko breadcrumbs with that, but those were delicious. We were blown away at how great those were.
Good. Please be good.
Wow.
You can taste it?
I can taste it, and it is delicious.
Oh gosh. I'm so glad.
I was not expecting that kind of flavor
Okay.
in a salmon patty
Yeah.
from the air fryer. When I was a kid growing up and I had these, I was like, we don't do that. So I was a
You were a little sus?
a little suspicious about this. Is it apprehensive?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I'm seriously need to hype these up.
Okay.
Needs to be hyped up.
There you have it. There's your lineup of 5 unexpected pantry staples. Let me know, do you keep those on hand, or is it something that you'll consider purchasing and keeping on hand? I'm telling you, you could make so many different dishes with just those 5 ingredients. I could go on, I could name more pantry staples, but how about y'all do that for me down in the comments? Other than your regular rice, beans, all of that, what are staples that you keep on hand that maybe are not expected, that maybe not everybody knows about? Tell us why you keep it on hand. Give us some ideas on how to use it, and maybe you'll convince us to put that in our pantry too. I appreciate y'all being here. Y'all are the best. I really do look forward to chatting with you in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please do so. And with all of that being said, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, evening, morning, whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you soon. Bye, y'all.